Hey, I'm Nick, I'm from Shootsta's UK office in London. Let's look at how to plan cutaways. First up, I want to get something I think is really important out of the way. If you're tossing up whether to get that extra shot of a product at a different angle or being used a different way, go ahead and do it. That little extra cutaway footage to work with is often so valuable when editing a video and can often help your editor add more to the video or even cover a slip up. This is one of those places where more can be really more and be really useful. So, how should we choose our cutaways? Well, my golden rule is to keep them relevant, contextual, and useful. RCU. Okay, that acronym does sound like a sporting injury and probably won't catch on, but let's run with it and break it down. So how do we do it? So first off, R. Keep them relevant and on message by breaking down your script or your talking points before you shoot. Go through and highlight or note down the key things you're going to be talking about that you can then show on screen. See how I've been doing it? Cutting away to the parts of the process that I'm actually talking about? On the video plan and the storyboard, we can plot out each of these cutaways next to our script with a sketch or a photo or even a basic description. So back to that RCU. We've ticked off R for relevance by planning and making sure each cutaway is relevant to what you're talking about. Then, keeping them contextual is all about planning to make the shots you get as in context to what you're talking about as possible. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make with cutaways is not planning enough time for them and then very quickly grabbing the shots of whatever they can at the end of a long shoot, probably out of context too. So if they're talking about overcrowding, but then show an empty space, or if you're talking about how easy it is to use a product, but you only show a shot of the product on its own and not being used, instead of someone using it correctly. Okay, so RCU. We're up to the last letter. We've covered relevance, context, and now it's usefulness. And to be useful, each shot needs to be usable. A common mistake here is treating a cutaway like a photo and recording 2 seconds of video like it's a still image. Cutaways shot like that are unusable, and you should plan for at least 10 seconds of video for each cutaway shot. It doesn't mean your editor will have to use the whole 10 seconds on screen, or that you have to if you're editing, just that there's enough footage to cut into a video, so that this doesn't happen. So put that in your plan. Make note that you'll need at least 10 seconds and leave time for it in your schedule for the shoot too, both on the plan and importantly in people's calendars if that's a consideration as well. So that's it. That's how to plan your cutaways. Keep them relevant, contextual, and useful. So plot them into your script and storyboard, connect them to what you're saying, plan for them to reflect the context of what you're saying, and make sure that you shoot usable, thought out footage too, by not making them an afterthought.